All right, tonight my wife and I are going to make lasagna, but we are going to keto-fy this lasagna. Pretty much everything is going to be the same, except for obviously we're not going to be using lasagna noodles. We are going to be using Cabbage. I put a little bit of a note on my website, brooklynketo.com, that we have used this before, but a lot of people have asked me, how do you do it, and can you post the recipe online, maybe a video? So I always use a head of green cabbage, and these will be what we use for our noodle base. I'm going to steam these guys, and then I'm going to layer them in the large noodle forms, and it's going to basically just be like a lasagna otherwise. So it really cuts the carb out. You know, we're going to use grass-fed beef. We're going to use some spicy sausage, and of course the usual items that we would have, plus some spices, basil, garlic, and some other things. All right, so this is your cabbage. We've unwrapped it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the bottom of it off so that we can get an easier time to our leaves. So we're going to toss this out, and now we're going to have a really much easier time getting everything out of here. So I often will cut this guy out too. I always say be careful with a big sharp knife. But as soon as you get all of this out of here, it's going to make it a lot easier. Alright, so we're getting to a point where the leaves are going to be a little bit easier to get off. See, we get a nice big one. These are going to act as our noodles. They don't have to be super big, but it really helps if the leaves are larger. So it gets a little tight as we go down. And we're going to piece and meal these anyway. So you see we got a couple there. I'll rip that. I just want to get a nice pile. And we're literally going to go through this entire head. Because think about how much noodles you would use in a lasagna. I think that's a good amount.
All right.
Now we're going to place all of the cabbage into some water. We're going to let that boil and steam. And once they get really nice and noodle-like, then we are going to be good to go. I'm also cooking the grass-fed beef while I do this, and I'm boiling sausage. This is what we're going to be using inside. All right, I finally grated all the cheese. It's about 1 block. Now this is going to be for multiple meals, lunches, and stuff. So, you know, definitely like 8 servings. So don't even worry about it. If you're on the keto diet, fat is a good thing. All right, now we have mixed the ricotta with some egg, some basil, some Italian seasoning, some garlic. That's going to be ready. So we've pretty much got everything ready. Got the sauce ready to go. Again, we're going to be using the Rouse homemade marinara sauce, lowest carb sauce possible. Homemade kind of sauce. Tastes great. I'm gonna start preparing. So the first thing we're gonna do when we get the pan ready is we're gonna spread some sauce out on the bottom, and just a little bit of sauce. This really makes it so get a base for what you're doing. It's pretty standard for any lasagna. And now we're gonna grab the. All right, so you know the noodles are pretty much done when you can start to smell the cabbage. And about a minute ago, I could smell the cabbage. It's got a real nice steam to it. This is how you know it's good. We're gonna turn this off now. All right, we got our meats here. I got the ground beef in the back, and I got the spicy sausage to really give this a kick. It's gonna be a pretty big lasagna. We might not use all this meat. It might be a little too stuffed up on the pan that I'm gonna be using, but I'll be doing layers, and you'll be watching that. We have our pan ready to go. I've drained out most of the water from the cabbage, and you'll see it's pretty hot, but I'm gonna start putting down some layers here just to get that first bit. You can kind of spread these out. You get a bigger one, it'll take up a lot more space here, right? So because they're curved, they kind of hold the corner. The first one's the most important because it's going to give you that base, right? Get a smaller one. Let's get a big one. Let's grab the one we can put here. So I got the corner. All right, we've got our first layer there. I've added a layer of meat, some mozzarella, and I've added my mix with the ricotta. And now I'm gonna add some sauce, and we're gonna repeat meat, cheese, sauce. And then I'll, of course, after I put the sauce on, I'm gonna put another layer of noodles. Our keto cabbage lasagna is ready to go in the oven. I've had the oven preheated now to 350. And I'm gonna cook this until I see some crisp on the cheese, about 20 minutes or so. I'll let you guys know. And again, full recipe and video are gonna be on the website, brooklynketo.com. So check that out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're gonna have 3 videos a week minimum, maybe more. Especially on the weekends, we're gonna throw in some extra ones, unboxing of some products, doing some product store and some store reviews. I think when we're headed to Costco, we're gonna do a little video at Costco showing everybody what the best things you can get at the Costco in Brooklyn are. And we've even contacted them to add more things, and they've been adding things. Like for example, when we started the diet, the Brooklyn Costco didn't even have LaCroix, and now they do. All right, so we'll be back once this guy's out of the oven. All right, I've just taken the keto cabbage lasagna out of the oven, and it is one pretty looking lasagna. If you could only smell what I smell right now, the spices I used, the fresh garlic, it just smells amazing.